Listen up, kid. You think you got it rough, huh? You think life's out to get you like you're some kind of victim in this big, dark, unforgiving world? Well, let me tell you something. Life ain't fair, and it sure as hell ain't easy. But if you want to survive, if you want to rise above the filth and the grime, you gotta be tougher than the rest. You gotta be a warrior. And warriors, they don't cry about their misfortunes. They fight through the pain, the blood, and the darkness. I've been where you are. Hell, I've been lower. Want to hear a story? Fine. Maybe it'll knock some sense into that thick skull of yours. But brace yourself, 'cause this ain't no fairy tale. I was young once too, full of dreams and hopes. Thought I was invincible. But life, it has a way of beating the optimism right out of you. I grew up in a neighborhood where the streets were paved with broken dreams and shattered hopes. Violence was a way of life, and survival was the only thing that mattered. You either learned to fight or you got swallowed whole. My old man, he was a hard man, tough as nails but broken inside. Spent his days in the factory and his nights at the bottom of a bottle. He'd come home drunk, eyes full of rage, fists ready to fly. My mom, she took the brunt of it, but when he wasn't satisfied, he turned his fury on me. I learned early on how to take a punch, how to roll with the hits. But the pain, it never really went away. It just settled deep inside, a burning ember of hate and determination. There was this one night. I was about your age, maybe a bit younger. Came home late from hanging with some friends, trying to escape the hellhole I called home. The old man was waiting. He didn't say a word, just came at me like a wild animal. I fought back for the first time, landed a good hit right on his jaw. Thought I'd won, thought I'd finally stood up for myself. But that's when he pulled out the knife. He slashed at me, wild and furious, and I felt the cold steel bite into my flesh. Blood poured out, hot and thick, but I didn't back down. Something snapped inside me. I grabbed a chair and smashed it over his head. He went down, hard, and for a moment, just a moment, I felt powerful. But then I saw my mom standing in the doorway, eyes wide with horror. That's when I knew, no matter how strong I thought I was still trapped in that nightmare. I ran. Didn't know where I was going, just knew I had to get away. Ended up on the streets alone and bleeding, but I didn't give up. I couldn't. Found myself a gang, a group of misfits and outcasts. They took me in, taught me how to survive, how to fight. We lived by our own rules, took what we needed, did what we had to do. It was a hard life, but it was my life, and I owned every damn second of it. One night, we got into it with a rival gang. A brutal fight, knives and bats and fists flying everywhere. I took down 3 guys, felt invincible, but then I saw him, the leader of the other gang, a mountain of a man, mean as hell. He came at me, and for the first time I felt fear, real, bone-chilling fear. But I didn't back down. We clashed, a whirlwind of violence and blood. He got me good, left me bleeding out in the gutter. But I fought on, used every ounce of strength I had left. I managed to turn the tide, got him on the ground, and I didn't stop. Pounded him until my fists were raw and bloody. When it was over, I stood there, covered in blood, my own and his. And I realized something. I wasn't fighting him. I was fighting every bit of pain, every scar, every memory that had ever haunted me. And I'd won. Not the fight, but the war inside myself. You think you got it tough? You think life's too hard? You ain't seen nothing. Pain, suffering, it's all part of the game. But you gotta use it. Let it fuel you. Let it make you stronger. Every hit, every scar, it's just another lesson. Another step on the path to becoming the warrior you're meant to be. You think you're alone in this? You're not. We all got demons. We all got scars. But it's what you do with them that matters. You can let them break you, or you can let them forge you into something stronger, something unstoppable. You got a choice. Lie down and let the world crush you, or stand up, face the darkness, and fight like hell. Life, it ain't about waiting for the storm to pass. It's about learning to dance in the rain. It's about standing tall when everything around you is falling apart. It's about being the last one standing, no matter how many times you get knocked down. And don't give me that crap about being too weak or too scared. Fear is a part of life. It's what keeps you alive. But you gotta face it, head on. Look it in the eye and say, not today. Today I fight. And you fight with everything you've got, every ounce of strength, every bit of rage. Because in the end, it's not the strongest who survive. It's the ones who refuse to give up. I'm not telling you it's gonna be easy. Hell, it's gonna be the hardest thing you've ever done. But you gotta dig deep, find that fire inside, and let it burn. Burn so bright that nothing can put it out. Not the pain, not the fear, not the darkness. You gotta be your own light in the shadows. Remember, every warrior has a past. Every scar tells a story. But it's the future that matters. It's what you do from here on out that defines you. You can be a victim of your circumstances, or you can rise above them. Be the hero of your own story, not the tragic figure who gave up. So get up, wipe those tears, stand tall. You're stronger than you think. You've got the heart of a warrior, the spirit of a fighter, and no one, no damn thing can take that away from you. The world's a dark place, but you can be the light that breaks through. You can be the force that changes everything. I remember a time when I thought I couldn't go on. Lost everything. My gang, my friends, they were all gone. Killed, locked up, disappeared. I was alone again, just like before. And I thought, maybe this is it. Maybe I'm done. But then I remembered something my mom used to say, back when she still had some fight left in her. She'd say, even the darkest night will end and the sun will rise. I held on to those words, clung to them like a lifeline. Because even when everything seems lost, there's always a sliver of hope. Always a reason to keep fighting. You think I got through all that because I'm special? Hell no. I got through it because I refused to let the world beat me. I took every hit, every loss, and I turned it into fuel. Fuel for the fire that kept me going. And you can do the same. You got that fire inside you too. I can see it. But you gotta let it out. You gotta let it burn. Look around you. The world is full of people who've given up. People who let life beat them down until they were nothing. Don't be one of them. Don't let the darkness consume you. Stand up, fight back, and show the world what you're made of. Be the warrior you were born to be. I had a friend once, tough as nails, that guy. We grew up together, fought side by side. But he had a soft spot, a weakness. Loved this girl more than anything. Thought she was his ticket out, his chance at a better life. But life, it's cruel. She got sick, real bad. Needed money for treatment, more than we could ever scrape together. He did everything he could, fought harder than I'd ever seen him fight. But it wasn't enough. She died in his arms, and I saw the light go out in his eyes. He could have given up right then, let the grief swallow him whole. But he didn't. He took that pain, that unimaginable loss, and he turned it into something powerful. He became a force to be reckoned with, a warrior with nothing left to lose. And in his memory, I fight. For him, for her, for all the people we lost along the way. So kid, what's your excuse? What's holding you back? You think you're the only one who's suffered? You think you're the only one who's lost something precious? We've all got our scars, our stories of pain and loss. But it's what we do with them that matters. It's how we rise from the ashes that defines us. You got a fire inside you, I can see it. But you gotta stoke those flames, let them roar. Don't let the world snuff you out. Don't let the darkness win. Be the warrior you were meant to be. Stand tall, fight hard, and never ever give up. Because you're stronger than you know. And the world, it needs warriors like you. Fighters who won't back down, who won't let the darkness consume them. The world's a dark place, but you can be the light that breaks through. You can be the force that changes everything. So go out there and prove it. Prove that you're more than your pain, more than your scars. Prove that you're a warrior, born from the darkness, ready to conquer the world. And never ever forget, the fight ain't over until you say it is. So fight on, warrior. Fight on.